Dr. Elena Marquez stood at the edge of the Amazon jungle, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and exhilaration. The dense canopy above seemed to whisper secrets of the ancient world, beckoning her deeper into its shadowy embrace. She had spent years researching the legend of the Forbidden Idol, a relic said to grant immortality, hidden within a temple lost to time. Today, she would uncover its truth. With a deep breath, Elena adjusted her backpack and stepped into the jungle. The air was thick with humidity, and the sounds of wildlife echoed around her. She moved with purpose, guided by a map she had painstakingly pieced together from old manuscripts and local folklore. The journey was treacherous, but her determination was unwavering. Hours turned into days as Elena hacked her way through the dense undergrowth. Her body ached and her supplies dwindled, but she pressed on. On the third day, she stumbled upon a clearing. There, half buried in the earth, stood the entrance to the ancient temple. Vines and moss clung to its stone facade, and the air around it seemed to hum with an otherworldly energy. Elena's eyes widened with awe and anticipation. She had found it, the temple of the Forbidden Idol. She approached cautiously, her fingers tracing the intricate carvings that adorned the entrance. Symbols and glyphs told a story of a powerful idol, guarded by a vengeful spirit. A shiver ran down her spine, but she dismissed it. She had come too far to turn back now. With a deep breath, Elena stepped inside. The air was cool and damp, and the only light came from the torch she carried. The walls of the temple were lined with more carvings, depicting scenes of worship and sacrifice. She moved carefully, aware that ancient traps could be lurking in the shadows. As she ventured deeper, the passageways became narrower and more labyrinthine. Elena's mind raced as she deciphered the cryptic symbols that guided her path. Each step brought her closer to the heart of the temple, where the idol awaited. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she entered a vast chamber. At its center stood a pedestal, and atop it, the Forbidden Idol. The idol was a small, intricately carved figure, its eyes glinting with an eerie light. Elena's breath caught in her throat. She had found it. She approached the pedestal, her hands trembling with excitement. But as she reached out to touch the idol, a sudden gust of wind swept through the chamber, extinguishing her torch. The room plunged into darkness, and a chilling voice echoed around her. "Who dares to disturb my sanctuary?" Elena's heart raced as she fumbled to relight her torch. When the flame flickered back to life, she saw a figure standing before her. It was a ghostly apparition, its eyes burning with anger. "I am Dr. Elena Marquez," she stammered. "I seek the power of the Forbidden Idol." The spirit's eyes narrowed. "You seek immortality, but you do not understand the price. The idol is cursed, bound to my soul. Those who seek its power will face my wrath." Elena's mind raced. She had heard the legends, but she had dismissed them as mere superstition. Now, faced with the vengeful spirit, she realized the gravity of her mistake. "I didn't come here to steal," she said, her voice trembling. "I came to learn, to understand." The spirit's expression softened, but only slightly. "Then you must prove your worth, unravel the dark history of the idol, and perhaps you will be spared." With that, the spirit vanished, leaving Elena alone in the chamber. She knew she had no choice but to comply. She began to examine the carvings on the walls, piecing together the story of the idol. The idol had been created by an ancient civilization, a symbol of their devotion to their gods. It was said to grant immortality, but at a terrible cost. The spirit that now guarded it had once been a high priest, bound to protect the idol for all eternity. Over time, the power of the idol had corrupted him, turning him into a vengeful wraith. Elena's mind raced as she uncovered the truth. The idol's power was real, but it was a curse, not a blessing. Those who sought it would be doomed to an eternity of suffering. As she deciphered the final glyphs, the spirit reappeared. "You have learned the truth," it said. "Now you must choose. Will you take the idol and face the curse, or will you leave it and be free?" Elena's heart pounded. She had come so far, but she knew she couldn't take the idol. The price was too high. "I will leave it," she said, her voice steady. The spirit nodded. "You have chosen wisely. Go now and never return." With that, the spirit vanished, and the chamber began to tremble. Elena turned and ran, navigating the treacherous passageways as the temple crumbled around her. She burst out into the jungle, gasping for breath as the entrance collapsed behind her. She had escaped, but the experience had changed her. The legend of the Forbidden Idol was real. and its curse was a warning to all who sought power without understanding the consequences. Elena knew she would never forget the lesson she had learned in the depths of the Amazon jungle.